this morning,
Yes.
I was sharing about how my mind during morning meditation kept leaving the place, the deck that I was sitting on in peacefulness, nothing happened, and it kept leaving and going doing work on a dirt road with the toads and signage, and I kept leaving and I kept being over there and over here and over there and dealing with all this like what if, and what if they go there, and how do I deal with that, and what's the best rate to route there, and what if they start on Thursday, but what if they start on tomorrow, and what if they start on Friday, and what if they start
You were not
all
sitting
while
in
I
your
was
chair.
sitting in the chair on the deck.
Right.
And I was a million other places in the concern about the future days.
Totally. Oh man, I get it. I have this experience in my life where I've had like some negative or challenging interactions with people, and thinking about being totally immersed with this one individual and thinking about, well, what's their next action going to be, and what might they do tomorrow, and I better set myself up to make sure that they're not going to do harm, or even we run an Airbnb and trying to mitigate complaints, right? So what am I going to do?
Foresee what possibly somebody could
I better let
complain
them
about.
know it's noisy, because if I don't let them know,
or the kitchen's right there, or
yeah, right. Like, so totally. Instead of I actually remember doing this when we used to have our Sunday program, and thinking, next Sunday it's going to be better. Next Sunday I'll remember to do this, or how come we only got 12 people,
right,
or 20 people, or how come we only got 30 people, and then not really appreciating the 30 people that were there. It's kind of like the future casting too, right? It's like not accepting this right here is the thing,
right,
but why isn't it this bigger thing? Or maybe tomorrow it'll be better if I do this today. But
yes, still kind of catastrophizing that maybe less people will come one week to another or whatever. And I think, like, for all the people out there in the world that aren't dealing with toads or Airbnbs necessarily, or aren't having maybe a negative interaction with a person that they're trying to mitigate, but really, like, the issue is that we're possibly living future focused, future thinking, all the time in our life. Like, there's these are just some examples of like the many things.
And I wonder, we're wired that way as part of our limbic brain. Is it the limbic brain?
Yeah.
For survival, right? Planning for the worst case scenario, and therefore we're going to survive. If we, the three little pigs.
If the little fish came up and bit me right now on the heel.
Did it?
No.
Oh.
If it did, my limbic brain would go, remember, those fish bite.
Right.
So in the future, those fish might bite you. So they're like, yes, it's totally built into us.
You know what? It is the story of the three little pigs. No, but think about it. Because right from a little age, we are told the story of the three little pigs that one builds a straw house, and one builds and the one that thinks about the future the best is the one that built the house of brick or whatever, stone, right?
Yeah.
And how foolish the ones that weren't planning for the future. I mean, oh my gosh, we are even taught that as little kids.
It's built into our lives, for sure. It's built into our, like, future planning for our lives. Not that a wolf is going to blow our house down. Future planning for our lives, that we need to have X amount of funds put away, and we need to have, our mortgage paid off, and we need to have, like, all these things, boxes
to tick.
Plan for the future. Because in the future, you're going to be decrepit, and you're not going to be able to work, and you're not going to be able to provide for yourself, and you're going to be in a pickle if you don't plan accordingly.
Oh my gosh. And where do we get, what would life be like if we had the same energy and effort put towards living the now? What if that was the story, and that was the thing in all the places and all the days of our lives and all the people we cross paths with, and they said, well, what are you doing now? But no, the conversation always leans towards, what do you mean you're not planning for the future? I went to the bank to put some money into some savings, right? And I said, you have to understand that I'm not worried about the future. And he's like, no. Like,
but I
that's
don't
not,
understand.
that's
Does
that's
not compute.
He's like, that's not smart.
Right.
Right away.
Well, so let's rumble this for a moment, because sure, we can sit here right in this moment. We're having this lovely time, and we're in this beautiful lake on a super hot day. It's the perfect place to be. There's nothing wrong.
Right.
There's nowhere else we have to be.
Right.
So easy peasy. And when I'm coming from my, higher self mind, I can know this, that I can be in the moment in all the moments of my life, and there is nothing to worry about, and there is nothing to plan for, and there is nothing to be afraid of.
Right.
And it's not smart because we do human construct. We do society where it's like, it's not smart. There's a million reasons why it's not smart. Like, a whole bunch of people on the other end of this are going to be arguing with, like, no, you have to make plans sometimes.
I guess the argument, though, like when I listen to that as an absolute, do you?
Right.
Yeah,
what happens if you don't?
We are so bought into, it's smart to make plans, and sometimes you have to.
Mm-hmm.
And do you?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Okay, so what would happen if you never made plans to put away, what do you need right now, like $40,000 to put a deposit on a house or something?
Does that mean you're going to be homeless? Like, people have this idea,
mm-hmm.
especially now, millennials and Gen Zs or whatever talk about how they'll never be able to afford a house in today's market.
Mm-hmm.
So
right, yeah, there's lots of other ways to live other than
there's got to be
ownership,
because, right?
Yeah.
And I think of the one story that bubbles up in my mind is what's the tracker book that we read?
Lion Tractor's Guide to Life.
Yes, yeah. And remember the one tracker friend of theirs that never paid his bills and
yeah.
bought all kinds of stuff, and he
yeah.
had creditors after him, and he lived in the moment.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day,
he's always taken care of.
Somebody he had a TV and they came and took it back, and they had a whatever, right? Like, it's not like at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so what would happen if you didn't plan to mitigate the complaints coming into Airbnb?
Right. They would still come in at whatever way they do, and nothing would happen. I mean, I guess that's the point, right? It's like somehow for me, I make that important, and it actually isn't.
Right.
Oh, dragonfly. Transformation. And I make that, somehow I give that importance in my life, and it isn't important.
Mm-hmm.
And so if I dig deeper behind that, the thing that jumps up right away is my need for approval. So I think, that's why that one's important, because I don't want anybody to be upset with me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to plan my Airbnb in such a way that I'm going to make sure people know what they're coming to.
Yeah. Which is
thinking I can do that, thinking that somehow.
Which goes to show why we collectively as a humanity have made, we've made a thing out of making plans, because we try to prevent and mitigate everything that comes from our fear side. Everything is always around like living a life according to your fears, or not letting them happen, or or preventing whatever you're afraid of from occurring in the future.
Right.
Instead of living from a different place.
So if we look to nature, again, I think of, a lot of people are familiar with the app Duolingo, because it seems to be the popular app for learning a language. It has a silly little bear on it that teaches this, has a little component of it. And the bear is always saying, humans are so funny. Us bears don't plan for the future. Like, us bears just go and eat the berries. Us bears don't sit and worry about the weather, or, whether we're dressed fashionably, or like, and he's always comparing the bear to the human. So when we look at nature doesn't plan. Like, the tree doesn't go, oh, it's spring, I better produce a flower so I have a seed.
Or else.
Or else. Right? It doesn't plan. It doesn't worry, it doesn't, but somehow, and
Yeah.
even the animal kingdom, like we're the only species on this face of this earth that thinks that our survival is, in order to survive, we need to plan, and yet there's nothing else on this planet that does that. Weird. But then some people might argue, oh yeah, but humans are superior than everything else. And look at all the things that we've accomplished. But I would argue back and look at the stress and the depression and the anxiety and the fear and the separation and the
loneliness
and the like, so
anxiety.
what is the, you know, we're looking at these dogs playing stick in the water over there, like,
Yeah.
and they're just in the moment.
Yeah. And they're fine.
So what's the trade-off, right? So
Yeah.
I guess there's a trade-off. It's like, yeah, if you want all the stuff and you think that's going to bring you joy,
you want all the security,
and you think the stuff is going to make you secure, if you believe that, I don't believe it.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's got to come from the inside. And so if I think mitigating upset Airbnb guests by doing whatever I think I need to do for the future is actually going to make me feel more safe, is actually going to bring security to my life, I really got to examine that, because I don't think that's a true story.
No, and actually, based on what we know, perpetuates more of the thing we don't want anyway.
Right?
So it's perfect, the little wrap up in my mind from my journaling this morning was at the end, like, I just have to follow my heart, which is like nature, just expressing the apple seed or the flower, because that's what I want, because that's what I do, because it's who I am, and the universe has my back, and so I follow my heart, and it's supported in the biggest and truest way.
Always has to be. I mean, it's the way it works, right? And so I feel like the work isn't, if I take the same amount of effort that I put into planning, whatever future thing, if I take that same effort into trusting in this moment right now, and working my mind, instead of like your mind was working over here doing toad work, if I took that same energy and worked my mind into grounding in the blessings of this moment, how might my life be different?
Yeah.
I'll only know if I try.
Try it out. You try. Okay. Good job.